Welcome back to another glorious episode of Informers Inc., where nostalgia meets eye strain, and yes, today we're diving headfirst into the blood-red void of Nintendo's most infamous misstep, the Virtual Boy. That's right, this time we're counting down my personal top 5 games for the system that made doctors everywhere shake their heads. And believe it or not, I've bought this thing 4 times in my life. I'm not proud of that, but I stand by it. Kind of. So, whether you're a Virtual Boy survivor or just here for the weirdness, sit back, relax, and prepare your eyes for pain. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's kick things off with Nestor's Funky Bowling, a game that's exactly as exciting as it sounds, which is to say, not very. It's your standard bowling game with some quirky animations when you land a strike or a spare, and that's about it. The controls are bare bones, the gameplay is serviceable, and Nestor somehow got top billing despite not being in anything else since Nintendo Power was still a thing. The biggest issue? You guessed it, the color palette. Everything is red. The ball, the lanes, the background. It's like bowling inside a haunted LED alarm clock. Still, for a Virtual Boy game, it's decent. If you can find it, it's worth a few rounds. Just don't stare too long or you'll start seeing red in real life. Next up is Vertical Force, a vertical shooter that actually tries to do something cool with the Virtual Boy's 3D gimmick. You can shift between foreground and background layers during gameplay, which is a neat idea, in theory. In practice, it's like trying to dodge bullets while wearing broken 3D glasses. The red and black visuals make it hard to tell where you are half the time, and it quickly becomes a mess of confusion and frustration. But I'll give it this, the ambition is there. It's fast, chaotic, and kind of fun once you get the hang of it. Just be prepared for a headache and the sudden urge to lie down in a dark room afterward. Now let's talk about Mario Clash, which is basically Mario Brothers but twisted into a strange, almost experimental 3D platformer. You run around trying to knock enemies off platforms using Koopa shells, which sounds fun until you realize the controls are clunky and the gameplay loop gets repetitive fast. I wanted a real Mario title on the Virtual Boy, something bright, adventurous, and joyful. Instead, I got this weird side project that feels like it was built during a coffee break. That said, it's not awful. It's just confusing. If you've already played the other decent games on the system and you're desperate for more Mario content, Mario Clash is there. It exists. Barely. Now, I've got to give some real praise to Mario's Tennis, which surprisingly holds up as one of the most polished and actually enjoyable titles on the Virtual Boy. It was the pack-in game, so most people who touched the console played this one first, and thankfully, it made a decent first impression. The 3D effect here actually works in its favor, letting you track the ball with solid depth perception and make satisfying returns. I didn't know a thing about tennis going into this game, but I came out feeling like a low-budget Serena Williams. The character models are charming, the sound effects are spot on, and the gameplay has that classic pick-up-and-play feel. If the Virtual Boy had more games like Mario's Tennis, we might be having a very different conversation about its legacy. But hands down, the crown jewel of the Virtual Boy, the game that kept dragging me back into this red-hued nightmare, is Wario Land. This game is not only the best on the system, it's genuinely great by any standard. The platforming is tight, the levels are creative, and the animations are smoother than they have any right to be on a machine that looks like a rejected piece of military tech. The use of 3D here is actually brilliant, giving real depth to the world and making the action pop in a way that feels intentional, not gimmicky. And Wario? He's just being his usual greedy, chaotic self, and I love every second of it. I've beaten this game 4 or 5 times now, and I'm already planning to do it again in 2026. Just to keep the tradition going. It's one of the few games that makes owning a Virtual Boy feel almost worth it. So there it is, my personal top 5 games for the Virtual Boy. I know, it's a weird list for a weird console, but that's part of the charm, right? Nintendo is apparently planning to bring the Virtual Boy to the Nintendo Switch, which is either genius or madness, maybe both. But you better believe I'm going to pick it up and see if these games still hold up, or if nostalgia has been lying to me this whole time. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did I miss your favorite Virtual Boy game? Did I hurt your feelings by ranking Mario Clash so low? Let's argue. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the rest of the videos on the channel. There's plenty more retro chaos where this came from. Until next time, stay safe out there, and please, for the love of your eyeballs, don't overdo it on the Virtual Boy. You only get one pair. Thank you for watching this episode of Informers Inc. Remember this game. I hope you help support your local content creators by donating on the QR link below. Also, hit the subscribe and hit the bell. And once again thanks.